Fragile bones aren't inevitable after 65. You've probably been told that thinning bones are just what happens, but most fractures don't occur because a bone snaps out of nowhere. They happen after tiny daily deficits add up: not quite enough sun to make vitamin D, not quite enough color on the plate for vitamin C, not quite enough of the vitamins that tell calcium where to go. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 4 daily vitamins that act like a blueprint for your skeleton, helping you absorb calcium, lock it into bone, build the collagen framework that makes bones tough, and even support nerves and balance, so you're less likely to fall in the first place. Stay with me because you'll also get a 60-second bone-strong daily checklist, a simple one-day menu you can copy tomorrow, and a quick way to read your DEXA scan like a pro so you'll know whether your plan is working. This is Food First Practical and Medically Cautious. Ready to protect your hip, spine, and independence? Comment strong. And let's begin. I'm a health scientist and educator who builds evidence-based food-first routines for older adults. What you're hearing is educational, it isn't personal medical advice. Your medication's lab results, kidney function, and fall risk are unique, so run any supplement changes past your clinician or pharmacist. Especially if you take thyroid medications, warfarin osteoporosis drugs, or metformin and proton pump inhibitors. We'll start with meals you can build from pantry staples, then move to smart low-dose supplementation guided by blood work. I'll flag the most common interactions, show you what to ask at your next visit, and then give you a 60-second daily checklist and a one-day menu. Take notes and personalize with your care team. Here's our simple roadmap. First, why bones weaken after 65. The hidden drivers nobody explains. Then the 4 vitamins that matter most: D3, K2C, and B12, what they do in your body, the best food sources and how to time them. After that, we'll cover smart supplementing without megadoses, the quick daily checklist, and the one-day menu you can copy tomorrow. Finally, you'll learn how to read your DEXA scan so you know if your plan is working. Watch for 3 key reveals: the vitamin that keeps calcium out of arteries, the lab timing mistake that can throw off your vitamin D results, and the fall risk fix most people miss. Let's set the stage. Bone isn't a rock, it's living tissue that constantly remodels itself. In youth bone-building cells, the osteoblasts keep pace with bone-resorbing cells, the osteoclasts. After 65, the balance tips: osteoblast activity slows, while osteoclasts keep humming. Add in lower stomach acid that makes minerals and B12 harder to absorb. Less outdoor time, so vitamin D drops. Fewer high-protein meals because appetite and chewing change. And medications like steroids, thyroid pills, or acid reducers that can nudge bone loss in the wrong direction. Movement often declines due to joint pain, so muscles weaken and balance suffers, falls increase, even before bones thin enough to be called osteoporosis. Nutrition is powerful because bones aren't just calcium bricks. They're a collagen framework, mineralized with calcium and phosphate, guided by vitamins and hormones that tell calcium where to go. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium from food. Vitamin K2 helps lock that calcium into bone and away from soft tissues. Vitamin C cross-links collagen, so your bone has toughness and flex, not just hardness. Vitamin B12 supports DNA synthesis for bone cells and protects nerves so your gait and balance stay steady. The fix isn't one pill, it's a coordinated plan. Daily protein, color-rich produce, safe sun or D3, if your labs are low strength and balance training, and smart supplementation with your clinician's oversight. Start with vitamin D3, the calcium gatekeeper. Imagine vitamin D as the doorman that lets calcium and phosphate into your bloodstream and then helps your body use them for bone. When D is low, you can drink milk and eat greens all day and still not build strong bone. Weak muscles and poorer balance also raise fall risk. Many adults over 65 run low because our skin makes D less efficiently with age. Darker skin tones and higher latitudes add another hurdle, and modern life keeps us indoors. Food-first sources help: fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, egg yolks, and many fortified milks, both dairy and plant-based. A few minutes of safe morning sun on face and forearms can contribute in some climates. Never chase a tan or risk a burn. The smart move is to ask your clinician to check your 25-hydroxyvitamin D and target a range they're comfortable with. Many U.S. clinicians consider something around the 30-50 IOML neighborhood reasonable, but the exact goal should be individualized. If you need a supplement, modest daily D3 is usually preferred over megadoses. Take it with a meal that contains fat breakfast or lunch. Are perfect and recheck labs 8-12 weeks after any change before adjusting again. If you use steroids, anti-seizure medications, or have kidney or liver issues, medical guidance is essential. Pairing vitamin D3 with vitamin K2 and food-based calcium gives your bones the strongest, safest signal. That brings us to vitamin K2, the traffic cop for calcium. Calcium is wonderful in the right place and a problem in the wrong one. K2 activates osteocalcin, which helps lock calcium into the collagen matrix in bone, and it activates matrix gala protein, which helps keep calcium from depositing in soft tissues like artery walls. That's why K2 and D3 are a natural duo. D helps you absorb calcium. K2 helps direct it to bone. K2 is less common in typical U.S. diets. The richest food is natto, a traditional fermented soybean dish polarizing in taste but powerful. Smaller amounts appear in some aged or cultured cheeses like Jarlsberg or Gouda, in pastured egg yolks, and in certain meats, though amounts vary widely, because many seniors don't eat natto and K2 can vary in foods. Clinicians sometimes consider a low-dose MK7 supplement, the long-acting form taken once daily with a meal. Important caution: if you take warfarin, any change in vitamin K intake, food, or supplement must be coordinated with your clinician, because it can alter your medication's effect. For others, K2 is generally well tolerated. A practical habit: if you're taking in calcium through dairy sardines with bones, tofu set with calcium, or a supplement your clinician approves, pair it with D3 and K2 at a regular mealtime. Consistency beats high doses. Next is vitamin C, the collagen builder. Strong bones aren't just hard. They need a tough, flexible collagen scaffold so they can resist cracks. Vitamin C is required to cross-link that collagen, and as an antioxidant, it helps counter the oxidative stress that accelerates bone aging. The good news: the best C sources are everyday produce. Pile on bell peppers, kiwi oranges, and grapefruit, checking medication lists for grapefruit interactions. Strawberries, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. Place vitamin C alongside protein to fuel collagen assembly, Greek yogurt with berries in the morning, a lentil and pepper salad with lemon at lunch, salmon with a citrus herb slaw at dinner. If you supplement, keep doses modest and split them with meals to improve tolerance. Sensitive stomach, buffered or food-based forms may feel gentler, but whole foods are usually best. If you have reflux or worry about dental enamel, rinse your mouth after citrus and avoid lying down right after acidic foods. Watching sugars or carbs. Choose lower sugar C sources like peppers, broccoli, and kiwi. Finally, vitamin B12 support for bone turnover and your nervous system. B12 quietly powers the software of bone's DNA synthesis for bone-forming cells. Low B12 has been linked to lower bone mineral density and higher fracture risk, and there's another angle: neuropathy. When B12 is low, numb feet and poorer proprioception make you unsteady, increasing falls. Seniors are at particular risk. Stomach acid declines with age. Metformin and PPIs impair B12 absorption, and very plant-forward diets without fortified foods can fall short. Go food first where you can. Clams and sardines are all-stars. Salmon, trout. Eggs, milk, yogurt, and fortified plant milks or nutritional yeast also help. Ask your clinician to check B12, and if deficiency is suspected, consider tests like MMA or holotranscobalamin to catch borderline cases. If you need a supplement, common forms include cyanocobalamin and methylcobalamin. Use what your clinician prefers and take it with breakfast or lunch. If absorption is poor, high-dose oral or periodic injections may be used under medical care. Combine steady B12 status with a few minutes of daily balance work to cut fall risk, the other half of fracture prevention. Let's put this into a plate-by-plate day you can copy tomorrow. Breakfast: build a Greek yogurt parfait, 3/4 to 1 cup, layered with kiwi and strawberries, topped with a tablespoon or 2 of chopped almonds and a light sprinkle of fortified whole grain cereal. If you enjoy cheese, add 1 to 2 ounces of Jarlsberg or Gouda on the side for a gentle K2 nudge. Have coffee or tea as you like, and take a short, safe morning walk for natural light. Mid-morning, do 10 to 15 minutes of light resistance bands, wall push-ups, or sit to stands from a chair. Hydrate with water or sip a small glass of fortified milk or soy milk. Lunch: try sardine avocado toast on whole grain bread. 3 to 4 ounces of sardines with bones give you natural calcium and B12. Add a side salad with arugula and bell pepper dressed in lemon and olive oil. That's your vitamin C and healthy fats. Not into sardines. Swap in canned salmon with bones or an omelet with a couple of rich egg yolks. Snack time cottage cheese, half a cup with pineapple or an orange, or edamame with a few orange segments if you're watching sugars. Aim for 12 to 20 grams of protein in your snack. Dinner baked salmon or tofu set with calcium roasted broccoli or Brussels sprouts and a small sweet potato. Add a small serving of aged cheese for K2 or a spoon of natto if you love it. Finish dinner with a 10-minute walk to keep glucose steady and to send your skeleton that use me signal. In the evening, practice a gentle balance drill stand on one leg near a counter, 20 to 30 seconds per side. Avoid large fluids, 2 to 3 hours before bed to reduce nighttime bathroom trips and fall risk. Now supplements. The safe order is simple. Improve your meals. Check your labs, then fill the gaps. For vitamin D3, take it with your largest fat-containing meal, breakfast or lunch, and recheck your 25 OH vitamin D in 8 to 12 weeks before changing the dose. For vitamin K2, if your clinician agrees, an MK7 form once daily with a calcium-containing meal is convenient. If you're on warfarin, don't change vitamin K intake without coordination. For vitamin C, prioritize food. If supplementing, keep it modest and split doses with meals. For vitamin B12, take it in the morning with food. If you use metformin or PPIs, ask about periodic B12 testing. If absorption is an issue, your clinician may suggest high-dose oral or injections. And remember the partners that didn't headline today: calcium and magnesium. Try to meet calcium from food dairy sardines, with bones tofu, set with calcium greens, and magnesium from nut seeds, legumes, and whole grains. Avoid stacking multiple pills at once with thyroid medications, certain antibiotics, or osteoporosis drugs. Space them per your pharmacist's advice. Consistency beats megadoses every time. Here's your 60-second bone-strong daily checklist. In the morning, glance at this protein at each meal. Shoot for roughly 25 to 30 grams per meal. Put color on every plate. Ensure a vitamin C source shows up at least twice today. If your clinician approves, take D3 and K2 at a regular mealtime, especially when you eat calcium. Get 10 to 20 minutes of weight-bearing or resistance work walks, plus bands or chair stands count. Do a simple balance drill, one leg stands, near a counter, 30 seconds each side. Choose safe sun or deeper labs, and recheck labs before dose changes. Hydrate well earlier in the day and go lighter after 6 p.m. No smoking, limit alcohol. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Dim lights 1 to 2 hours before bed, so your body repairs well. Let's talk about the DEXA scan, the objective way to track your bone density. Who and when? Women 65 and older and men 70 and older typically qualify. Get tested earlier if you've had a fracture after 50 used long-term steroids, have very low body weight, smoke, live with rheumatoid arthritis, or have a strong family history. Most people repeat DEXA every 1 to 2 years, tailored to your risk and treatment plan. When you read your report, the T-score compares your bone density to a healthy young adult. Osteopenia typically sits between -1 and -2.5, and osteoporosis is -2.5 or lower. The Z-score compares you to peers your age and size, useful when results are unexpectedly low. Key sites are the lumbar spine, total hip, and femoral neck, with the forearm sometimes included. Trends matter more than a single snapshot. Look for the least significant change, or LSC. This tells you if a rise or fall is big enough to be real, not just machine noise. Pair your DEXA with labs: 25 OH vitamin D, calcium, parathyroid hormone, B12, magnesium, and thyroid tests if indicated. At your appointment, ask, what's my fracture risk? Do I need medication now, or can we try 6 to 12 months of nutrition, strength, and fall prevention first? What's my protein target? Can I get a referral for strength and balance training? A few red flags and safety reminders before we close. If you take warfarin, don't change vitamin K intake, food, or K2 supplements without clinician guidance. If you take thyroid medications or certain antibiotics, take supplements at different times. Your pharmacist can give exact spacing. With kidney disease or a history of kidney stones, personalize calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium. Emphasize food sources and regular hydration. If you have GERD or sensitive enamel, prefer food-based vitamin C, and rinse after citrus. If you take multiple medications, bring your full pill and supplement list to each visit to check for conflicts. Skip megadoses. Retest labs before changing vitamin D or B12 amounts. And if you're experiencing falls now, ask for a referral to balance and strength programs, physical therapy, or community classes. Because safety beats speed. Let's wrap this up with the big picture. Vitamin D3 helps you absorb calcium. Vitamin K2 directs that calcium into bone and away from arteries. Vitamin C builds the collagen scaffold that keeps bones tough. Vitamin B12 supports the DNA machinery of bone cells and protects nerves for steadier balance. Layer those with protein at each meal, daily movement, and simple balance drills, smart hydration, and DEXA literacy, and you've built a powerful defense against fractures. If you want me to turn today's plan into a printable checklist and a 7-day Bone Strong menu, comment bone below. And if this was helpful, tap like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone over 65 who deserves steadier steps, safer hips, and more independence. Your next 10-minute walk isn't just cardio, it's a signal to your bones we still build here.